Welcome back to another exciting episode, the 12th episode of the Free Speech Forum. I am your host, Pixel Joe, and I'm here with my co-host,
John.
And my
Bob.
third co-host, Coco.
John,
host.
how are you?
I'm
doing
good.
Well?
I'm doing
Joe?
well. Well
are you
rested.
hanging good, Joe? You looking good?
I'm doing great. All right, let's
man.
play that thing.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Rolling right along here. What we got there?
You guys ready for tonight?
Yes, we are.
I'm ready to get bean boozled.
We're going to be talking about football.
Football.
Yeah.
Football.
And that bean boozled thing. But before that, we got to take care of some business.
Yeah, let's talk about our
We've got a sponsor that is solid as steel. And they're awesome, man. And I want to tell you right now, we love them because they are our first big sponsor, and they've stuck with us, and it's called Palmetto State Steel. They've been in business since 1996. They work with raw or processed steel, aluminum, all shapes and sizes, any kind of industries they serve. The list just goes on and on, from steel to make a little lawnmower case with, tractors, cars. They service companies all over the U.S., but rebar fabrication is really their strong point. And they've got advanced engineering expertise, so they can build anything out to any construction grade need, no matter how intricate or difficult it is. They do in-house welding. They cut to length rebar. Palmetto Steel does, and this is my favorite, steel bending. That is something to see. If you've never seen a big sheet of steel curl up, it'll curl your toes. Ooh, and nice. And I know everybody wants to know, Bob, do they do holes of all shapes and sizes?
Do they do holes?
Yes, they do.
Holy
shit!
They do holes.
You keep digging.
Now, we know you're waiting for this. Get your pen out. It's contact Palmetto State Steel. Now, here's the number. Get ready. 843-971-8802, or see them online at palmettosteel@gmail.com. And I guess the best thing of all, too, this is a family-owned and operated steel business up in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. They've got a location in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and in Wilmington, North Carolina. So they kind of own that side of the country over there a bit. But what a great sponsor. Thank you, Palmetto Steel. We love you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with the Free
Speech. And y'all
Speech
can just
Forum.
actually screenshot that little blurb right there.
And Palmetto Steel loves my T-shirt.
Defund the media.
Yep. They need to roll up some steel.
So I posted those defund the media shirts on Facebook.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, well, dumbass, aren't you the media too? And I was like, well, you can defund us too. We don't care.
We're not the
so
media.
feel free to defund us.
We're not the media.
We're the anti-media.
We don't create fake news.
We don't.
We don't lie.
We're just existing.
We're not dressed up in suits thinking that our you-know-what doesn't stink.
Yeah.
We are American patriots that are here fighting the battle against, guess what? Censorship.
Right. I mean, that is the only message we have here at the Free Speech Forum.
You've got it, 100%.
Anti-censorship. And you can't be media these days without censoring. So
Of course.
So we're not media. We're not censoring.
Today the FCC put the suit pending with Facebook into a higher category, called them a super monopoly because of Instagram. And, it's just ridiculous. But we don't owe anybody anything. We can tell the truth. And that's what we get.
John actually owes me some money, so.
Yeah, I'm working on getting that. So
I'm just kidding.
Feel free to fund us if you want to. We have a donation button on the website.
Oh, now there's one other thing I wanted to bring up. Since I got to do the big steel commercial, there's this thing called Bean Boozled.
Yeah.
I understand you have that with you tonight.
Yes.
Is this true?
So we do have Bean Boozled tonight.
Would you tell our viewers how horrible of a game this is?
So this is a game that it's jelly beans.
I know.
And it comes with a little spinning wheel here. And I thought it would be freaking hilarious to watch Bob eat one of these disgusting jelly beans.
Would you like me to go over a few of the flavors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Read the gourmet. So
listen to this. Bean Boozled jelly beans make it so you can never be too sure what your taste buds are in for. 10 delicious gourmet beans with an identical wild and wacky flavored bean. Some of the flavors are dirty dishwater, dead fish, strawberry banana smoothie, spoiled milk, coconut canned dog food, chocolate pudding, barf peach, stinky socks, tutti frutti, booger juicy pear, rotten egg, buttered popcorn, toothpaste berry blue, stink bug toasted marshmallow, and birthday cake.
Oh, man.
Now, I will say that the toothpaste is supposed to be one of their gross ones, but it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
I was like, I could eat toothpaste.
I don't know if I'd have told that one, Joe.
I'm sorry. I ate a lot of toothpaste.
I felt
as a
the
child,
same way
so.
about the rotten egg one. You know, it's supposed to be gross. But
Well, look, I'll get things off here. You want to spin the wheel for me?
Yeah.
And show me what I'm going to have to eat?
And we're going to play a round of Bean Boozled.
Spin that big wheel.
we don't even have to tell them what it really lands on.
All right, so you got it's the darkest one. It's either canned dog food or chocolate pudding. And he got canned dog food. Hold on, let me. Do you need the garbage can? It's disgusting.
No, I'm going to swallow this son of a bitch.
You're a real man. Bob's the last of a
Tastes
dying
like
breed.
bird droppings. Good God.
How do you know how that tastes?
I don't want to answer that.
All right,
No messing around over there. Make sure he gets a bad
John.
one. Good Lord.
Let's see what John gets. Oh, you got two. We'll do peach or barf.
Oh God.
It's that color.
Oh man.
Let's have some barf, John.
This is
Yeah,
gonna make
just
me
go for it. I do have a garbage can back here.
Oh my God.
I told you. See?
Oh my.
He barfed. He barfed in the bucket.
He barfed. He really barfed.
I saw it. Oh my God.
Nasty.
First, that's a free peach four.
I don't even think I can eat. It smells like barf in here now.
It's stuck in my teeth.
Man,
I didn't think he was gonna lose it.
good grief.
Oh, he definitely got barf.
Whoa.
He got barf and then he barfed.
I saw it. I saw it live here on the free.
My eyes are watering.
Ladies and
Just from
gentlemen, we pull no punches on the Free Speech Forum podcast. We
All right.
tell it like it is.
John is officially not eating any more of these.
He took the damn barf bag outside.
All right, I either got stinky socks or tutti frutti.
Oh my God.
Weak.
Well, what is it?
It is tutti frutti.
Oh man, I think you like.
Oh
chicken.
man, that's good.
Get a stinky
Oh, my
sock.
God.
That's no fair.
Oh my
Come on.
gosh.
Get a stinky
All
sock.
right, I'll try another one.
Stink bug.
Oh. I don't even who would eat these? What's wrong with people?
Guys doing a podcast for the Free Speech Forum. That's who would do them.
I legitimately fucking puked. It was so nasty.
I don't even.
Oh my gosh, that was so nasty.
I'm gonna
Wow.
swallow.
My
All
eyes are-
right. Well, now
that one tastes like
we're going to change it up a bit here, right? I
I
think.
need to brush my teeth.
Are we in time getting a funny video here coming up?
I don't know. I think we just made one.
Yeah.
Let's do a funny video.
John, that was awesome.
Oh, my
I must tell.
He said anything.
This is
What
called.
we got going on here, Curtis? Man, go on somewhere, Scotty. Oh, go on somewhere, huh?
Oh,
I remember
shit,
stating
they're
very clearly I was
Is that
going
the
to
two
snap your
kitties?
whiskers off if you was in my bed again.
Oh,
and
shit.
guess where you at, Playboy?
That's smack your whiskers off, wasn't
Oh
it?
man, thank you. That was "Smack Your Whiskers Off" by Voiceovers 11 on TikTok.
That was good.
Ooh. And thanks to Rachel Shirley for submitting these 2 videos.
Yeah, Rachel, she's that's my beautiful wife. She's
Amen.
very passionate about funny videos of the day. So,
All right, let's talk about the next one. What do we
Well,
got here?
Look who that is, John.
so this is When Mama Knows Best by I'm Tyrone, maybe on TikTok.
When Mama Knows Best.
Think fast. Listen, that child is going to be a pro athlete.
That child is gonna be.
God.
Poor fella.
That child is gonna be a pro athlete, and then she just smacked the ball in his face. I don't think that.
Oh,
I think that child. Hopefully, he'll get a
poor little
job
fella.
working at the Honda plant or
My
something.
goodness. That was awful.
I mean,
That was pretty rough.
We shouldn't make fun of people.
oh
like
man,
that.
I really need to brush my teeth.
Gosh. Yeah, it's going to take that taste a long time to get out of your mouth, Big John. Long time.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't. All right, so we ready to move on?
We got-
a
Yeah.
new segment.
Music option here, falling
All right,
through.
falling through. Let's hear it. I'm
And that's-
super hyped about the segment.
Yeah, it's going to be good, and it's amazing too to think it's happened. It's almost unbelievable.
I feel better. I feel so much better now. All right, so tonight we want to talk about. We forgot to talk about Pixel Joe.
Do we want to talk about Pixel Joe?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Was actually the introduction
let's go
music
for
for
it.
Pixel Joe.
Yeah.
So
So
what
we're-
do you got, Pixel Joe?
We're just going to play a little video that me and a buddy of mine created. We did it for, it was one of my networking presentations, and we kind of just did it for fun. But it basically shows off our studio. This is
Cool.
This is before it was actually, this was kind of like mid-process of when
Got
it was being built.
All right.
So
Let's see what you got.
let's do the, let's see if I can get the share
Give us a
screen
director's cut.
to work here. It's sharing the wrong screen, so.
So let's share it the right screen.
Yeah. I bet you're wondering, who's that badass pulling up in the truck? Well, you guessed it, it's Pixel Joe, walking into his new 6,000 square foot studio. This studio will be home to all content creators, photographers, videographers, podcasters,
Looking good,
any
Joe.
kind of content creator. Just wait till you see my sweet
We have
dance
lots
moves.
and lots of tech invested into this building.
Love that open
As
sign.
you see, the reception has a beautiful TV for displaying ads and much more. Whether you're doing a Zoom call,
Oh, is that a conference
training,
room?
or just
Nice.
simply showing off your products
It
and
actually-
services,
Whoa!
this is
it
our
clones you
high-tech
too?
conference
Yeah.
room. It will have a camera that can actually track you and read your hand gestures to zoom in and zoom out. We also have a large training room. It will have some of the same features as the conference room.
It's like a great
except
place
it
for
can hold
bingo.
up to 50 people,
Yeah.
and you have the option to have it recorded by Pixel Joe.
Good
And
place
one
for
of
a
the
press
coolest
conference.
features is our interactive projector.
Man, you got a big place, Joe.
Yeah.
In the big area,
Biggest
it will
studio in
also
Huntsville.
feature photo and video stations. We will have over 6 different stations with all the gear provided.
Oh, and you
except
got a
for the camera.
popcorn machine there too.
Yeah, movie
If
night.
you're thinking of
Fire that
having an
up.
event at an affordable cost, we also offer photo booth services, DJ services, moon bounces, and a 300-inch mega screen.
Just casually throw moon bounces.
So this is a great place
Moon bounces are
for
fun.
kids' birthday parties, movie nights, and
You got it going on, Joe.
Dancing.
No doubt, brother.
Man, I need you to teach me some of these dance moves.
Hey, John,
We
we
also
need to start
have
working with
an
Joe.
awesome
I know.
He's got his act
basketball
together.
I feel like he could help us take it to the next level.
I believe you're right.
I'm a beast at that game right there. I've figured out how to take
Now it's time to show off that beautiful podcast room. The podcast room features 4 high-quality mics, 4 headphones, 5 cameras,
Would you look at
Bluetooth
that?
call-ins, green screen for background removal, and you can add a guest in through Zoom or Skype.
No way.
Software and everything is provided. We have day rates and monthly rates.
Date rapes.
The day rates are $50 an hour, and the monthly rates are
Oh,
I
day
didn't hear
rape.
that.
$100 an hour
Ah,
for 8
day
days an
rates.
hour.
A day rate.
So if
Thank
you want to be a
goodness.
podcaster, this is the place to come and see.
Well, I
We
wanna
also
be a
have
podcaster
a
one day.
beautiful makeup station and dressing room. It features a ton of props
Wow.
and costumes.
Joe, you're looking so
and
good.
a beautiful vanity to get ready for your photo shoot or
Whoa.
your video shoot.
My.
That's some good music too.
It's very chill.
It's
We
like
also have a serving area for events or anything that you host here at Pixel Joe's Studios. And a free coffee bar.
wow,
good
what a
bartender.
professional operation you've got there.
And would you believe,
Man,
if you ever need somewhere to stop by and puke, it's a great place to stop too.
you can't beat that with the barf
You do not
bag out
puke
there.
and pass out here.
Wow.
But it is, this was my dream to build a studio for content creators and people to have a place to create content and have a good time. And it also is it's a venue. So
Do you think we should let the audience in on a little secret?
yeah, go for it.
We are actually in Pixel Joe's podcast studio.
Right now. Else.
Yes.
And so
It's amazing we're here.
And as you can see from the video, that was just a few months ago, and this is what it looks like now. So we've changed things up quite a bit.
Well, and you guys might have noticed, but the Free Speech Forum is kind of trying to collaborate with Pixel Joe as much as we can, and it's really taken us to the next level in our ability to have fun. Like, we just have so much fun, make the most hilarious videos. I wish you guys could see the Bob video from yesterday. I'm sure at some point people will get to see it.
Oh my goodness.
But
That
man,
thing Joe did.
we have so much fun, hilarious things. We're gonna humiliate ourselves for you guys' fun.
And
And,
and another thing about this studio, no kidding. I mean, I've been in the advertising business all of my professional career, and I've been in a lot of sound stages and stuff in big cities. I worked in LA for 10 years. I've done work in Chicago, a little in New York. But this is one of the better quality studios, sound stages I've ever been in. I mean that, Joe. You've done a heck of a
Well,
job
it's
here,
built
man.
by a photographer for photographers.
Yeah, well, you took it to the next level because here we are having a great professional podcast in your soundstage. So thank you.
So-
We're glad you're with us and part of the team.
so speaking of professional, what's the deal with these college athletes now seeming like they're going professional?
Absolutely.
Getting paid. I mean, I just don't even know what to think about this.
Well,
But
what about these? Let's talk about the top 10 teams here.
yeah, let's get a breakdown of what's coming. Yeah, super tiny, but this is a top 25 list,
Top 25 list there.
and you wouldn't believe who's at the top. A team we've never heard of. We never expected
Is
them to be at the top.
Alabama up there?
Oh yeah, I think that's Alabama #1
Good
preseason.
grief. Those guys hog so much attention.
All the betting odds favorites. So it looks like we have Alabama, and then Oklahoma, Clemson, Ohio State, and Georgia, Texas A&M. So a lot of the usual suspects.
Yeah.
College football is kind of turned into. It's kind of like there's like 7 or 8 teams at the top, and then there's the rest of college football, and there will be a challenger pop up, but I don't know how long it's going to be like that. But I have no problem as an Alabama fan,
Me neither. I think what's interesting about this is once you get to a certain echelon of winning percentages and you're in high school and you're a 4 or 5 star prospect, you want to go play for those perennial first, second, and third, fourth teams that are always getting in there. And in a way, people say it's not fair and they should start to manipulate that draft. But I'm sorry, folks. You just have to go with that. I mean, if I was a top-rated quarterback or running back, I'd want Nick Saban to call me. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
And just wait till we get into telling you what's going on with the other aspect of where we're headed.
Yeah, so you got Alabama and Clemson, Ohio State, about like you'd expect. But, Oklahoma's in there, and Oklahoma the last few years, they've, like, made the playoffs, and then they kind of shit the bed, and so people say they don't deserve. But we have a lot of Oklahoma fans on our forum, and, it seems like they could be a force to be reckoned with this year. Spencer Rattler, going into his second season, he showed a lot of talent.
We actually have a little video
of
Spencer.
He's
Rattlesnake.
He's a multi-purpose
I have
athlete.
the pleasure to present to you Dr. Martin Luther King,
Is this
Jr.
it? I think that's the wrong one.
I don't believe that's the video we're looking for there.
I think this
There
is it.
we go.
Maybe.
So we got DJ Ukulele here. So this is Clemson. This guy going into sophomore season has a freaking cannon. So
This is not Spencer, is it?
this is not Spencer Rattler, but we got another top 4 team. So Clemson, it's basically been Clemson and Alabama in college football. And Trevor Lawrence, the number 1 draft pick in the NFL this past year, he was hurt, and Ukulele came in as a true freshman and took Clemson to some big wins.
He did.
He's got
He stepped up to the plate, man.
He's got a cannon of an arm, and he actually was in the same.
Did you notice how quick Trevor got better?
Yeah. I don't think Trevor was ever at risk of losing his starting job.
Yeah, well, that made him heal quicker. I can tell you that.
Yeah, and you really think just Clemson's not going to miss a beat this year. It's hard to tell how their defense is going to turn out. But we have a lot of Clemson and South Carolina fans on the forum.
We sure do, man. Everybody likes to back a winner.
Yeah.
God bless Boise State. And you get the top 4 or 5 teams, you can't help but love them. They play so well.
Yeah, and I mean, like, college football the last 8 years has basically come down to Clemson and Alabama. And DJ Ukulele, I'm probably saying is wrong. And Bryce Young, Alabama's starting quarterback this year. They were the top 2 quarterback recruits 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and
they are.
And a lot of times those guys don't live up to the hype, but it seems like we're going to have a couple really talented sophomore quarterbacks coming in the season.
Yeah.
So we got anything on Rattler? Spencer
Yes.
Rattler in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We got another top 4 team.
You going to run a short clip on him?
Let me actually pull that up real quick.
Okay.
So Oklahoma, their big issue the past few years has been
play quarterback
defense.
here. It's a big deal. You're expected to produce.
Rattler looks deep.
So here we got Spencer Rattler. Is he up live there?
That is a quarterback that's playing the best football in his
So
career.
he's a little bit more dynamic, He's got a little more to his run game. He's a really handsome guy, number 7 for Oklahoma. So, with Rattler, you don't expect that Oklahoma is going to miss a beat on offense. Oklahoma is and has been an offensive powerhouse.
Always.
So Rattler, I believe Rattler's going to be a sophomore too. So we're going to have some
Good job of looking off by Rattler.
super talent in the
Great
quarterback
offensive line
position.
protection. Love that protection.
I think a lot of these guys are going to be we're going to see more superstar athletes leaving their junior year, I think.
So we got, yes. And those,
unfortunately.
Well, the good thing, though, is we get one more year of these guys.
Yes.
Like Bryce Young, Ukulele.
Yeah.
So we get this season and next year
Yes.
Of Rattler,
Yeah.
Young, Ukulele.
Right.
I'm probably missing somebody. But then, so you got the top 4. At the end of the season, the top 4 go to the playoff. But look here, we have sitting at number 5 is Georgia.
Yep.
The Georgia
Go
Bulldogs.
Dogs!
So Georgia's just
The Georgia Bulldogs.
They're just quite an anomaly in college football. It's like every year
Kirby.
they think they're going to win, like they think they're going to win the championship, and then they just shit the bed. I mean, like what
happened? I don't get it.
Since they have not won a championship since 1980. I mean, like 40 years.
What do you think that really gets down to? Why is that? But not a jinx, of course.
I mean, I think they just don't have the grit of the rest of these football teams. It's just not embedded in the program.
Because they've never been winners, they can't recruit winners, right?
Well, I mean, they do pretty good recruiting, but, they get there and it's just a B-level program, and so they think they're going to be good, and then they just, it's just Georgia football for you, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to tell you,
Anyways, I think Georgia will be all right this year. Georgia looks pretty good, but they just it would be awful because we love making fun of Georgia on the free speech forum, and it would just be awful if they did win a championship because we couldn't
need
make
a lot
fun
of
of them. And even Martin, our friend in Uganda, he released a video about 1980. Georgia, the Georgia football team. So
no kidding.
Yeah, Martin was like, I've seen nothing more embarrassing than the Georgia football program, and so
Martin said that.
Yeah, that's
I'll be darned.
He calls them the George football program, but he's learning. He's learning a lot. He understands we love college football, and he's trying to learn. So I've been teaching him about the embarrassment that is Georgia.
That's awesome. Well, good for you, John. Well, look, I got a couple of notes here. When I look at the top 25, I see 5 SEC teams sitting up top. We've got Bama, number 1, then Georgia. Texas A&M is always in there, Florida, and LSU. So the SEC dominates recruiting year in and year out, but there's one anomaly here. Where are the Auburn Tigers? What has happened to those guys? Their program used to be a perennial winner, and it's like they've just been in this, Chinese fire drill for a few years here. Everybody thinks they're going to do well, and right now they're just not even. What are they ranked in the top? Are they in the top 25?
No, they're not even. They're not even in the preseason top 25. But
good grief!
I'll say a couple things. Auburn's got a new coach. They fired the Gus bus. Gus Malzahn's out the door, and he was kind of an anomaly. But he's going to UCF, Central Florida. Central Florida's coach has moved to Tennessee. But Boise State's coach, Brian Harsin, has moved down to Auburn, moved down to the Plains.
And he was winning at Boise, wasn't he?
He was. He did pretty well. It's a really interesting hire because it's like it could go either way, I feel like. But
well, he definitely went from riding a bull to getting on top of a damn big bear.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's going to have a bigger deal down there at Auburn.
I'll tell you one thing about Auburn is any time that they are ranked out of the top 25, it's like they always overperform. And anytime they are ranked high to start the season, they underperform. And look at this. Here we have Bo Sweet Tea Nix. I've come to start calling him Sweet Tea Nix because he's sponsored by Milo's Sweet Tea. So good for him. He's bringing in the Milo's money now.
Hey, John, why don't you give everybody just a little quick overview of what has happened this year with that? Because I think a lot of people don't know. And I'll tell you what, when I first heard what was going on, I thought it was a joke, a lampoon. And then I realized it was quite damn serious. So why don't you just clue them in?
For years there's been this debate over college football players about how much money, and college athletes in general, how much money these universities rake in over these college players. They're bringing in billions of dollars on the backs of these kids straight out of high school that aren't seeing a dime of it.
Who could get injured and never have a career?
Who could get injured and never have a career?
Right.
And so, they do get scholarships, and there's always been the argument that they get scholarships, and they've got room and board down there. But
well, I mean, you're not getting paid for your daily activities, you got to go out to practice and do all those things. Like, you can't hold down a full-time job, go to school, and practice and play football.
Yeah, and earn some extra money for yourself.
Like, you got nothing.
So what you have too is like especially the really good players, they become like a product that all kinds of, even like individuals will kind of use to promote their own goods, legally or illegally.
Yeah.
Like a big example is the college football games. So the college football on PlayStation.
Sure.
And they would make all these players, they wouldn't give them real names, but it was really obvious who they were. And so EA Sports would make millions off of the college football game, off of the likeness of these players.
I think it's a wonderful move. I really do. It's long overdue, and I love it.
Yeah, so the NCAA has changed the rules, and for the first time in history, they have instituted the name, image, and likeness. And so we got some examples. You got Bo Nix, sponsored by Sweet Tea. Bryce Young, the Alabama quarterback, who's never seen full-time play. I mean, he's never played except in mop-up duty. Saban said he was approaching 7 figures in endorsement deals.
Yeah,
as a sophomore. But see,
he'll be a millionaire before he ever starts a game.
Yeah, and ukulele, he's another example. But one fun thing we like to show. Look at that, Dr. Pepper. So this is no joke.
Do you think that the past players and stuff are mad?
I would think absolutely.
I don't know.
Especially the guys that
would like imagine you just graduated and then they were like,
yeah,
you could have got a $2-3 million.
You got a point there, but at least the bottom line is it's long overdue. I don't think anybody's going to really have a bad attitude about it, but a lot of them are going to be saying, good God, if I just,
Well, one example that comes to my mind is Tyrone Prothro. You remember he was a wide receiver at Alabama.
Yeah.
He made one of the most remarkable catches in history, over the guy's back.
Exactly.
I've got a signed Prothro. He was actually at Bama when I was down there.
Wow.
He passed through our apartment. This was after he had his injury, but he played Guitar Hero at our place.
That was a 1 in a million athletic performance.
And so Prothro, but it was the week after the catch playing Florida Gators, he jumped up to catch a pass in the end zone. He caught it, came down, he shattered it. His leg just snapped in two.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the surgeons botched the surgery, and he was never ever able to play football again. So here's a guy that if he had stayed healthy would have been a millionaire in the NFL.
Amen.
And now
that's got to hurt.
He's got a different story.
That could make you bitter.
I think he's bounced back, and got a career, and the community around him's kind of come up to support him. But that's just one example, and all it was just a freak accident.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, it is.
What about Bobby Bowden.
Bobby Bowden. Okay.
Yeah. Bowden. Is it Bowden?
Bobby Bowden.
That shows you guys how much I know about football.
Boy, you need to be shamed.
Well, we lost an icon there. You do realize that Mr. Bowden passed away, right, Joe?
Yeah.
He did.
I do not watch
And he was a
football.
titan on the football universe. He was in that category of Bear Bryant.
Okay.
And Shug Jordan and the great legends that just kept winning year after year after year, and everybody wanted to be like them. And Bobby Bowden, on top of that, he was a great philanthropist. They said he's one of the nicest, most considerate people that's ever coached college football. Everybody loved him. You just could not get mad at Bobby Bowden. He was just a cool, wonderful man.
Likeable guy.
He was. He
Good
really
guy.
was.
Good guy. He was also the head. Am I supposed to read that?
Yeah, man, go for it. Let's hear what you know.
All right.
Let's hear what you know about Bobby Bowden.
He was the head coach at Howard, 1959 through 1962, West Virginia from 1970 to 1975, and Florida State from 1976 to 2009. He turned FSU into a powerhouse when the program previous to him had little CFB success,
so
or a legacy
football,
for that matter.
Yeah.
Florida State was always kind of a joke. It started out as a women's university.
Yep.
And then Bowden showed up there. I don't know the exact implications, but in 44 seasons as a head coach, there you go, Bobby Bowden. I have not seen anybody come out and say a bad word about this guy.
No. And
always happy.
44 seasons as a head coach, 40 winning seasons, and 33 of those were consecutive at Florida State University.
That's impressive. 1987, the year I was born, to 2000.
Damn.
And,
that's legendary stuff.
He brought in 2 national championships in 93 and 99. So, we got some Florida State guys on the forum. So, those guys can probably tell us even more about Bowden. And boys, since Bowden's left, Florida State's been kind of in turmoil. They had Jimbo Fisher come in and do all right. They won a national championship, but
Bowden was he's had such huge shoes to fill. It was super pressure on anybody.
So do we have enough time? Are we going to step on this excellent segment coming up? So real quick, I'll mention that let's hit on a couple high points.
Yeah,
and
we're
then let's
good.
hear about branding. So
yeah, I can cover that in short time. This is good stuff here.
What about the rumors being swirled around for days at a time of the SEC media days? And now it has become official. Texas and Oklahoma are planning to leave the Big 12 for the SEC.
So Texas and Oklahoma, two college football powerhouses that basically, carried the Big 12 conference, are now going to leave, I think, in 2022 and come to the SEC.
They might regret that decision.
Well, they might, but as a college football fan, like, I am thrilled. Like, I look forward to like the Alabama-Texas matchups, and then we get to see the Texas A&M rivalry renewed.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I always love watching those games because those teams hate each other so much.
And Alabama, the Alabama versus Miami rival, that's a marquee matchup.
So that's what, first week of the season, we have Alabama opening up with Miami. Now, I think Alabama's like a 20-point favorite, but,
You remember when Gene Stallings was head coach and what he did to Miami in the championship game?
1992 season, I think it was the 93 Sugar Bowl.
Gino Tintoretto, quarterback.
Yeah, Alabama had no chance going into that game.
That guy, they totally owned his mind.
Yeah.
They got in there and destroyed
Alabama
those guys.
had some hellacious defensive ends on that team. And that was the game that George Teague ran the guy down and stripped the ball.
Yes.
The strip,
yeah. And then that one play where every player was on the line of scrimmage to rush. There wasn't even running safeties. Classic stuff. Classic.
So really, is Clemson and Georgia, is that a week 1 game? Like, that could be an incredible matchup. And then we got Penn State and Wisconsin. So, my goodness, like, we have a bunch of people on the free speech forum that love college football because,
oh my God, yes.
People have migrated over from a college football recruiting site. Like, that's how our site kind of got started.
Yeah.
People would use that forum to talk about stuff they liked, and then they started getting censored. So, we have a lot of college football fans that made their way over to the forum.
Yeah. And, there's something interesting to me. I remember Johnny Manziel, Mr. Football, and he was hellacious. That nobody could run and scramble. He was kind of reminded me of Fran Tarkington, too. A lot of people probably don't remember, but Fran Tarkington was 5'10" and played championship pro football for years. But we're looking here where traditionally teams with mobile quarterbacks have given Nick Saban defenses hell.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, but I saw this game in 2012 for the national championships. Johnny Manziel worked frigging magic. They beat Alabama 29-23.
Oh, that's
he ran for
Speaking of puking, I was at that game.
Oh, he rushed for 92 yards and he passed for 253 yards. He was almost the entire offense.
Oh, that game.
So my question to you is, what happened? Why did he not make it?
Why did he not make it in the NFL?
Yeah, did he lose everything, lose his mind and get into booze?
You would think, some people might say he's like too small, but you look at Baker Mayfield, an Oklahoma quarterback, I feel like this similar to Manziel, who's having success in the NFL with the Browns. So I really think what you have is you have these athletes that are great athletes, but when they go to the next level, you have to be a hard worker. You have to be disciplined.
Everybody's great.
And it's excellence. And if you aren't willing to do those things, there's a few freaks of nature out there who can get by. But for most of the guys, you look like Jordan, relentless hard worker. Tom Brady, just relentless.
He's a machine.
The work ethic is what makes these people great. And if you don't have the work ethic and you're not ready, you're not going to make it.
It's like with Tom Brady, I've read some articles about his diet, his exercise routine. I'm thinking, where does he have time to have a life? This guy is a total physical anomaly.
I heard he eats barf jelly beans a lot. It helps purge all the poison.
Maybe that's what gets his ass going. Hell, I don't know.
So much for that sandwich earlier, huh?
Oh, yeah, and one more great matchup. We got Notre Dame versus Florida State. And so, I know NJ Knoll up in New Jersey, he's gonna be pumped about that matchup.
Well, Notre Dame, they always have God on their side with touchdown Jesus. They seem to get away with some of the strangest lucky plays. I think there's something true about some
Well,
of them.
they have, but the last few years, they've been kind of like they show up on the big stage and kind of get spanked. But
well, yeah.
So,
but they have pulled off some weird-ass plays,
it's still
man.
a great program. So, what do we got here? So,
This is-
God.
This is their hype video.
Oh, the Seminoles.
I would love to do one of these.
You should.
We need some badass music.
Oh, man, I love it. Oh,
This is very slow music, but I feel like it's about to get really heavy.
There's Brian Kelly and the Gold Domers getting hyped. Oh,
Here we go.
Here it comes.
There we go.
Oh, man, I'm getting chills.
In
There's
a
Jimbo.
world,
In a
one
world.
man
Lou Holtz.
with a team.
I don't know who these guys are, but they look dressed nice.
The fight for justice.
That's the Heisman Trophy.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
for Tim Brown.
It's Tim Brown.
Tim Brown. Is that the Vols? Yeah.
We know what's coming
Oh,
here.
this is like a national championship game.
Look at that.
A matchup between two traditional powers.
Awesome.
Woo, Jameis! I bet he got some crab legs after that. Look at that. Would you look at that? Jameis, Alabama native right there.
Oh, I'm telling you,
Just
that guy
look at
he was a super athlete.
Just look at that. Seminoles.com. Doak Campbell. Are the Noles going to be back this year? I want them to be back. I'm tired of college football with shitty Florida State team. We need the Noles.
I agree with that.
They complete us.
Yeah, they've slipped a bit.
Woo! I'm ready to run through a brick
You know,
wall,
that
and I'm
was
not
pretty-
even a Seminole fan.
One little quick thing I was going to mention. It's not actually on our script, so to speak, but this week for me was a kind of a bittersweet day because it's truly over for Tim Tebow in football.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget when we played them, Alabama, in the championship game, and Tim Tebow was like a freaking gladiator. And if he didn't get into if he didn't get the ball for the first down or then the end zone, it's like he was going to die. I've never seen such a passionate warrior.
When he was with the Gators.
Oh, my God. And, for me, that is the defining difference between pro and college. You're not going to see a pro guy on fire like that. He was, you know what I'm saying?
It's that heart. It's the heart. It's that special thing that separates the talented from the great.
It was, and he was so hard
and
to
Tebow,
bring down.
He just didn't have that talent level, but he had the heart.
Oh,
he
my
had all
God.
the heart.
Yeah, I missed him, and so I couldn't cut it,
spades.
and that's all right. But anyhow, I just wanted to say, Tim, I love you, man. You're one of the greatest athlete warriors I've ever seen in my life. And if you're watching, I salute you.
You know he's watching. You know he's
probably
watching.
is.
This is his favorite podcast. But
Oh, wait,
anyways.
hold it.
Anyways,
Hey.
guys.
Tim!
Guys, thank you for humoring the college football conversation. We are all hyped. So, is this Lord? It's pretty. It's a nice song. This song makes me think a lot about Bob.
Seems like a Bob song.
That's a happy little tune.
Told you one last time.
All right.
So, Bob.
We do have a quote of the day. I'm the quote dude.
You're the quote dude.
And it is from Abraham Lincoln. And if you don't know who Abraham Lincoln is, would you please go ahead and turn off your TV set and go sit on the commode? But anyhow, the quote is, character is like a tree and reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it. The tree is the real thing.
It makes me think about the tree that's the logo of the Free Speech Forum.
Yeah.
Strong,
right,
powerful. I mean, that's what we want to be at the Forum. Is we just want to be something strong that people know is going to be there.
Yeah, it's kind of like for whatever reasons, I call it the tree of truth.
Yeah.
It's just the way it twists up, and it's like a tornado could run smack dab into that tree and it wouldn't knock one branch off. It's just solid as a rock.
And, the more I learn about Lincoln and hear about Lincoln over the years, it's just like, man, he was an impressive man. Very impressive man. Brilliant.
Yeah, he reading by firelight when he was little in the cabin. Walk miles to borrow a book and read it by firelight at night instead of going to bed, and then get up and work most of the day. And he was a man of destiny. He was meant to be where he was to keep this country from falling apart.
Let's talk about Creative's new video.
Oh,
let's talk about that. We got him.
So,
what can I say, Joe?
Branding.
I mean, it's hard to disagree with you there, really. I mean, look at this guy, Silver Fox.
Just freaking branding genius over here.
People.
So are you too sexy for your shirt? Because that's a great shirt.
I'll leave that up to others. But
well, you can't be too sexy for that shirt.
No, this shirt is universal. It transcends everything. But what we're going to talk about branding a little bit today. It's been so important to the Free Speech Forum. I've been doing branding professionally for a good 25 years. I had a full-service agency before that. But I know that some people know what a brand is, and some people do not. And the big thing with the company, and let's talk about the Free Speech Forum. John and I got together, and the original name, John, you want to tell them what the original name was?
Cruton.
Cruton.com.
And
like croutons?
Like college football Cruton. It was a joke because everybody came from
recruiting.
But I mean, we never intended on being a recruiting site, but we just called it as a joke. Like,
but
Cruton.com.
Most branding professionals will tell you the single most important thing a brand's got to have a good name.
Yeah.
If you've got to explain what your name means to someone, you're in trouble.
Well, it's like Pixel Joe. I mean, it's like, this is like a photographer.
That's what people, like, they don't even call me Joe anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They'll be like, who the heck is that? And then you'll be like, Pixel Joe. And they're like, oh, that idiot.
Yeah.
I worked with him.
Well, John and I got together, and John said, Bob, I need your help. I want you to brand Cruton. Make a long story short, I hit the jackpot. I guess I got lucky, but I thought, well, what would be a great name? And I started thinking about Plato and Socrates and the forums of the great days of the philosophers. And I said, well, what the hell? I was at Direct Nick, where you can buy URLs, and I typed in the Free Speech Forum, and it came up and it said, is available for $12. I could not hit that sold button fast enough.
And if you guys have never tried to buy URLs, it's a nightmare.
And I mean it. I got goosebumps. I've got them right now, and I just looked up and I said, thank you, God. I could not believe it. The Free Speech Forum. And the other thing about it, it had the word "the" in it. Not just Free Speech Forum, but it's the one, the Free Speech Forum.
Right.
Our tagline, of the people, for the people, by the people. We don't own that, but we associate it with us.
I think something funny is I think we have it backwards on our stuff. I think we say, of the people, by the... Whichever way, I think our last two are switched, but at this point, I kind of love it because it's like
I don't
special.
think there's anybody that's is going to ride around and
for,
not get it.
By, for, it's the people.
Right. So there we had a great start, great name, being able to capitalize. I wrote our own little Declaration of Independence. Things just started to flow into our brand, and we got a good jump. Then with a great talented guy named Sam got the design going, worked through a lot of logos, and John was immediately attracted to our tree. Like I said earlier, I call that the Tree of Truth. We started with guerrilla marketing. John had a banner made, hung it out on his fence so the guys driving into the Arsenal could see it every morning. Right. Now we got billboards up around town. We're running radio ads. We're handing out Defund the Media T-shirts. We have got a true brand, and we're growing it.
People in Huntsville cannot get away from the Free Speech Forum, and it's either like they love it or they hate it. There's no neutral opinion.
Let me just, I've got notes here because I don't want to forget anything on some of this, but one thing's for sure, the biggest thing about a brand is that you had better, in your business category, you should specialize. Specialization is strength. And you want to keep your brand vertical. Don't say, oh, I can do 15 different things. You want to be the best at one thing. And so we want to be the best at defending free speech, fighting censorship, and not get sidetracked. My company is named Creative, and I've got an 8 in it. There's no A or T. And there's science and there's art to branding. Did you know that 95% of all decision making, and this is from the latest neurological studies for the past 8 years, is made subconsciously on an emotional level? And
I didn't, but I believe you.
Yeah.
I'd buy that. I'd buy that.
And when you start thinking about some of these taglines that people have, you see a lot of emotion. I'm just going to read it down here for a few. Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. Nike, just do it. Famous, De Beers, the diamond is forever. MasterCard, there's some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. BMW, nice. Total emotional here, the ultimate driving machines. Allstate, you're in good hands. Kentucky Fried Chicken, I love this one. Finger licking good. Woo. Taco Bell, think outside the bun. Walmart, save money, live better. That's an emotional appeal. Burger King, have it your way. Mercedes, the best or nothing. A local one here, Cook's Pest Control. We treat your home with care.
That's a good one.
Aviation and Missile Solutions, usually a boring category for these big aerospace companies. Their tagline is the engineers of the unknown. And American Express, that I did get to work on, when I was working on it in L.A. back in the 70s, it was don't leave home without it. And they didn't stray too far because they've updated it, don't live life without it. So it's still got a good emotional punch to it there. Now, first impressions. You only get the chance to make one.
One.
And it better be good. So I want to show you guys something here. This is my business card.
Woo, that sounded metal.
It's made out of steel.
Whoa.
It's laser engraved. When I go to a meeting, I wear all black. I don't wear a tie. I don't wear a black collared shirt. Try to look a little Euro thing going on with a nice fitted silk black jacket. And I drive a black car. Yeah. Exactly. So and so many people disregard a business card, that's the first measure of someone. Look, it's can I see your card? Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I've seen Bob hand out quite a few cards at this point, and people are just fucking blown away.
Well, I mean.
They're like, what?
Yeah.
Where'd you get these?
I've seen people a year later, and they say, you're the metal business card guy, aren't you? And I say, yes, I am. But I asked them, can I see your card? And it's too many people. They hand me a card. It's got their name and phone number on the front, and you look on the back, and it's blank. I said, man, this is the most important tool that you've got in getting new business. You meet people, you hand them your business card, and you're wasting half of it. You're not even using it. And let me just tell you on mine, my tagline, shaping the future of reality. Perception is reality. And I know how to work certain words. You get the right tagline going together, and you can make somebody think about what they're doing. But, for example, on the back of my card, it says the world's most successful brands are built on the same proven principles and processes. These brands present themselves as the best choice over competitors with a unique value proposition. The alternative, you are a Me Too company, you get shopped on price,
right,
and you're a commodity.
So that's what I learned that. So I worked with Bob about a year before forming the Free Speech Forum. And I learned about branding, and it hit me. It's like either you're going to be a product or you're going to be a brand.
That's right.
And that's what separates the small businesses from the businesses that turn into empires.
And
because if you're a brand, you're everything.
And with this card, I can hand this to someone, and it's my whole story. They can get enough information off of this. And you've probably, I wanted to get at one thing here. It's your company's foundation. Walter Landau, who branded Coca-Cola, the Script, GE, Miller Lite, Fritos, Levi's, Shell, on and on, had a famous quote. He said, products are made in the factory, but brands are created in the mind. And so creative, it's an algorithm for the success. That's how I really look at it. So you don't want to be perceived as a commodity because that is the kiss of death. I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff here at you, but it's the emotion that does the heavy lifting in branding. And right now with the free speech forum, we're so fortunate because it's all about emotion. People are worried about getting censored. Our freedom of speech is in danger, and that's why we continue to repeat the things that we do.
Well, and it's not about us becoming this like giant corporation.
No.
What we're trying to do is build something strong because people are going to come after us.
Yeah.
And we have to be strong, built on a strong foundation. You know, if we are so much more than just an internet forum, they can't take us down.
No.
You know, because
Right.
we're everywhere. We're everything.
Exactly. Now, let's look at this. Harvard professor Gerald Zaltman, I've read his book. Listen to this title. He's the professor of business administration emeritus at the Harvard Business School's Committee for Mind, Brain, and Behavior Interfactory Initiative. Now, that's a hell of a title. And you know what his summary is? He said, when you're marketing a product to a consumer, it's most effective to target the subconscious mind. And I want people to think about that. When you go shopping out there, you don't look for the lowest price toothpaste. You buy your brand. People buy brands, not products. And you might head out to a car dealer and be looking to have a little low mileage, cheap little car, but you drive out a convertible.
Like I want a Toyota because I know, I want my wife driving a Toyota because that's just, to me, a reliable brand. I really want a Mercedes because Mercedes are just cool.
Yeah. They've got the swagger, and it matters. It really does. Yeah. So, and I will say a pitch for myself. If you want to know about branding, you're thinking about starting a company, I give away this stuff for free on my site. There's a thing called the Creative 8s. And it's the 8 processes that I go through that you can read and follow.
Science.
And you will get there. So, but remember, my name is spelled C. There we go. Folks, go to creative.com. That's C-R-E, the number 8, I-V-E, and then .com, and find the Creative 8s in there. It will give you step-by-step instructions, and if you will follow them, you will have a successful brand. So, if you're not a brand, you're a commodity, and you'll get shopped on price, and that's the road to ruin.
Yeah, and I mean, many businesses are commodities, and they have some level of success, but they're limiting their ceiling.
They battle it out all the time. They really do.
That's probably one of the biggest things that I focused on. In naming my business and stuff, I didn't want to just put Joe or, my last name and stuff like every photographer does that. And it's boring.
It is.
But Joe is it's kind of one of those names. Like, I know a Joe.
Yeah.
I know
He's a
that
good
guy.
Joe.
He's fun.
Give me a cup of Joe.
Give me a cup of Joe. It's used all over the world, And, adding the pixel in front of it, everybody's watched the movie Pixels or, they know what a pixel is.
They know what it means.
It's a graphic, sort of thing. And that's what I do.
Let me tell you.
Everything combined into one thing.
If everybody
graphical
was as smart with branding as you are, I wouldn't have a job.
Yeah.
You did a damn good job.
Yeah.
And I've always loved it, Pixel Joe.
But you're not just a photographer. You're not just a videographer.
Right.
You're not just a studio,
Yeah.
You're
graphic,
you're Pixel Joe.
TVs, tech, all sorts of cameras, everything in here
It's
uses
a bird.
pixels.
It's a plane. Look, up in the sky. It's Pixel Joe.
It's real funny because my sister, she works at Letton Realty, and, she would be like, yeah, my brother, Joe, he's a photographer. And they'd be like, okay.
Look at what's Amazon.
And then she would say, oh, Pixel Joe. And they'd be like, oh, that guy. I've seen him around town.
Yeah. I was going to say, look how simple Amazon is. What's on their box? It's a little smile.
A smile.
Did you know that they used to allow 1 to 2 second frames of showing Coca-Cola and popcorn on the previews in movie theaters? They outlawed that. But if you go into a Walmart, Target, big box stores, you hear music playing, what's embedded in there? It's wrong to steal. Stealing is against the law. We prosecute shoplifters, and it's played at a low frequency. You can hear it subconsciously. It's in the music. And just to give you one more quick example.
Is it really?
I know, I'm like curious about this.
Wait,
No,
what?
Honestly. Well, it affects behavior. In the subway, the Tube, famous in London, all right? They were having a lot of trouble with pickpockets, people getting into fights, knife robberies, stealing purses. They started playing classical music in the Tube, and
I did
it
hear
dropped.
about that, yeah.
It dropped 67% in less than 30 days because it simply calmed some people down.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, it's multi-sensory branding is where it's really at. We got time for one quick one?
Yes.
All right. The brand new Bentley Continental was introduced about 3 years ago, all right? And they invited current Bentley owners into the factory to ride it around a test track, gave them a sheet of paper, and they were to rate it on 30 different things: comfort of ride, acceleration, noise level, quality of comfort of the seats, the steering, everything, stereo, you name it. They drove the first Bentley. It had an average score, I believe it was 73.5 out of 100. They brought in another Bentley. They hopped in that one. They drove that one. It came in at 97. And guess what? It was the same car. They did one thing. They pumped in the smell of burlwood and leather.
Woo! Burlwood. I don't even know what that is, but I bet it smells good.
Now, is that not something?
It's genius.
How can we get smells on the free speech forum?
You know, one quick thing. At theme parks, when popcorn sales actually get low,
yes,
they will take these popcorn machines and they have blowers that will blow out the smell of popcorn, and popcorn sales go through the roof.
They do that. They do that at Disney World all the time. Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
It really is. So,
I think you told me that.
I might have told you that, but the world, like we said, people buy brands. So, and I've got my phone number on my website. I'm not kidding. I like to help people. If you're starting a business and you've got an issue and you want some help, send me an email. It's bob@creative.com. Give me a phone call. My phone number's on there too. I mean that sincerely. Because so many people, they'll mortgage their second mortgage on their home. They've got a good concept for something, but they don't brand it, and a year and a half later, they're broke. I've seen it too many times.
Well, guys, I think that's it for tonight, and thank y'all so much for coming on the podcast again. Thank you for booking Pixel Joe Studios.
Thanks Palmetto Steel, our sponsor.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Give it up for
Palmetto.
I'll go ahead and pull them up right there.
There we go.
There's their contact information again. If you want something that's strong, tough, and freaking awesome, Palmetto Steel.
I could very easily lie and say Palmetto made this card,
That's
but
right.
they could.
Yeah.
This is the steel card. Thank you, Palmetto, for supporting us.
Goodbye. See you next week.